we go. Seems a bit tentative. Let's try that again, okay? Let's have a concerted effort to like do this like a professional show. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a special show for you. Yeah, you're going to be blown away. It's gonna make everything after this in your life seem like a bummer. And I'm going to help that along. So how about put your hands together and welcome me. Yeah, that's how you do it, folks. Storm is blowing in and the windows open wide. We lay there like two loaded guns. I will always think of you in that fading light. Your silhouette of the river I would run. And the stars, they were falling from your eyes, my love. Oh, my love is on the rise, and I'm in between you, sunrise of mine, underneath the western skies. And the stars, they were falling from your eyes, my love. Oh, my love is on the rise, and I'm in between you, sunrise of mine, underneath the western skies. Time is not the only thing that flies for us now. The heart is not the only thing that breaks. Your memories are the keeps my feet upon this earth. The truth is just a train that came too late. And the stars, they are falling from your eyes, my love. Oh, my love is on the rise, and I'm in between you, sunrise and line, underneath the western skies. Yes, I am in between you, sunrise and line, underneath the western skies. Yeah. All right. It's so great to be back here in Houston and to have made it here. Like I-10, man. It's like it's really like it's like I don't know. Yeah, really. It's like, damn. Do you have to really get right up behind me? We're all going the same speed. Just back off, dude. And then yeah. But because it's Texas, you don't want to really be too confrontational out there. You want to go, hey, I see you. I'm actually really glad you're almost hitting me. Yeah. It's because it's crazy, man. So hey, it's It's really great, but it is really great to be back here. I haven't been back at the Mucky Duck in a few months, and it's just so great. I love this room. I love it, and the fact it's. I think Christmas is coming up. I don't know. I can't tell really. The lights. It's great. But anyway, so from some of you, you've seen me in the last bit of time. I put this book out, an album called Western Skies. That was the title of it. But it's got a bunch of photographs and song lyrics and some writings that I did. So tonight I'm gonna be reading from this book and singing songs and stuff. So it's kind of like I'm gonna be giving you little bedtime stories all night long, and no sleeping though. I'll wake you up. So, and let me get everything set up here. Yeah. All right. So. It's called A Place of No Markings. These songs and these writings, they were written, took a series of drives through West Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona during 20 and 21, sort of in the middle of the whole shutdown thing, and I was out there working, doing songwriting, and during that time, I took the opportunity during that time because it was like, it was such a crazy time, and everybody was stressed out, and so I kind of consciously tried to go the other way, try to figure out ways to be not stressed, and to figure out ways to not be speeding up and trying to solve every problem. And I started, I used these drives as a way to consciously slow down. Not my speed limit, but because that seemed to speed up, because there's nothing quite like West Texas when there's no one on the road. Like, well, shit, I might as well see if I can get it up to 90, and but it was really cool because during that time what happened is I started seeing the land and the stories about the land. I started seeing it different in the little towns out there. I just started seeing things differently because it was different, and I was different. I was changing, and so anyway, this came from that. This is called it's called A Place of No Markings. So I take these drives, and I collect these photographs. I listen to stories from those further down the path, and I let the myth of the land and the people wash through me. I stand beside tracks and play guitar as trains thunder past. I feel sand blowing against my skin. I go out past the lights and see constellations hang in the sky. I move beyond fence lines. I lie down in a place of no markings. I walk alone into the night. I stumble to my knees and I feel the wind on my face as a distant coyote calls and a night bird answers. And I fix my eyes on a mark somewhere between the stars, and I whisper your name. Just took a shift there. It was that guy from I-10. Found me. Lately I've been wishing that the world was flat. Walk out to the edge, let that be that. Fly through sunshine looking for rain. Why is everybody thinking I'm insane? Yeah, lately every time that I open my mouth, somebody says something stupid and a fight breaks out. Somebody gonna fall now, who's it gonna be? Why does everybody keep looking at me? 'Cause there's miles between all I see and inside my dream and reality. There's just too much noise. I lose my voice. Make me want to walk out in the desert at night and scream. I'm lost in the miles between. Yeah, lately I don't want to open up my heart. It hurts when it's over, hurts when it starts. I admit it, I'm addicted to walking on a wire. Don't tell me about the net, baby, let's get higher. 'Cause there's miles between all I see inside my dream and reality. There's just so much noise, I lose my voice. Silence in the middle of the night is deafening. I'm lost in the miles between. Yeah, it really don't matter if it's round or flat. I'm gonna spin off of the edge and never come back. Float to the bottom of a deep blue sea. 'Cause there's mile between all I see inside my dream and reality. There's just too much noise, I lose my voice. Still I keep talking and hoping that you're listening. Oh, still I keep talking, hoping that you're listening. I'm lost in the miles between. Yeah. Sound all right out there? Sound okay? Fantastic. Lane's making it happen up there with the soundboard. You know, a lot of people think that, a lot of people don't even pay attention to the guy that it's the soundboard, but he's a very important person. And great, because he just got out of jail. And it's cool. Yeah, so you're rocking it, Lane. Anyway. So I wrote this song with my friend James House. James is a great songwriter, lives in Nashville. And James was married to this amazing woman, really fantastic, and they got divorced, as people do. No judgment, no judgment. I mean, I've done it a couple times myself. It's expensive, but it's worth it. And anyway, I was online. Well, I guarantee they're not watching. Anyway, had enough of my shit, that's for sure. But anyway, James and his ex-wife, man, they got back together. It's really cool. And it was just like, I was like, man, I knew it was going to happen. You know, you guys are just two. And they got married again. They went to Paris, got married, the whole trip. And then, man, they got divorced again. And I'm like, James, man, like what happened? I mean, because when you guys were back together, I kept thinking we should write a song called "Some Divorces Just Aren't Meant to Be," you know? We were going to write a song called "Some Breakups Just Don't Work Out." That was a good country song. And then this happened, and I was like, James, man, I mean, it just seemed like you guys were perfect. And he goes, well, it was perfect for a little while. Well, it was perfect for a little while. Everything love should be. Easy days and endless nights, making plans and dreaming dreams. I keep holding on, even though it's wrong, 'cause your memory makes me smile, like that summer moon. It always leaves too soon. Oh, but it's perfect for a little while. I remember when I said to you, it seemed like I'd been here before, and somehow I knew I'm too good to be true. Come a day you won't love me anymore, but I keep holding on to your favorite song. It gets me through the many miles, singing harmony like it was you and me. All is perfect for a little while. Well, I can hear it raining under cover of that old tin roof. When you still needed me in the storm, just passing through. So I keep holding on, even though you're gone, 'cause your memory, it make me smile like that summer moon. It always leaves too soon. Oh, but it's perfect for a little while, like that summer moon. It always leaves too soon. Oh, but it's perfect for a little while. Perfect for a little while, man. We've all had those, right? Those are the ones that just piss you off. Like, oh, man. I thought we had it. So, oh, sorry. Is the traffic better in Austin? It's cooler. No. No, that was mean. That was just mean, right? That was just like, yeah. No, it's actually really bad, you know. It's not, you know, traffic is traffic, you know. It's just like, I look at traffic there's people overlook the advantages of traffic. You know, first off, it gives you an opportunity to be late. Like you have it's like because we are living in. If you live in a place where there's heavy traffic, you have that sort of 10 or 15 minute leeway. Hey, dude, traffic, man. That's all you have to say is, traffic. People go, oh yeah, man, it's terrible. Yeah, oh yeah. But I think also traffic is overlooked in the family dynamic. Traffic is like your friend if you have teenagers. You know, get your teenager in the car next to you and go out and drive around in 5 o'clock traffic. It's the only place they're going to talk to you. Because, you know, they don't talk to you at home, but if you're sitting next to them and you can get them to take their earbuds out, which you can do that by playing your music super loud, then they get pissed off at you and take their earbuds out, they'll actually talk to you. It's really great. And I think also traffic is the ultimate place to your spiritual practice. Like anyone can, you know, be holy when they're sitting in church. I-10. That's where it's all about forgiveness, man. It's all about forgiveness and turning the other cheek and all that kind of thing. It's all right there on I-10. If you can, like right there, write it. Next time you're doing I-10, write it to where it hits 290 right there. Just Mega Church? They've got one right there. Yeah, right. I don't think that's what they're talking about over there. But, yeah. I think, you know, it's like looking at the upside of things like that is what's getting me through. Like I was telling somebody the other day, I was talking to my friend Mary Gaucher. Actually, I'm not going to drop names, but I was talking to Mary Gaucher, and I was saying that, you know, the thing that people didn't really embrace with COVID is that it was the golden age of cancellation. You could cancel anything by going, oh man, COVID. I don't know, but I'm just like not feeling well. They go, don't come over. You know, it was the most awesome thing. I used it a lot. You know, I was supposed to do stuff. I was like, man, I don't know, man. I got a little achy. Like, that's cool, man. Awesome. I think that's something that they should really put out there as a way to see the positive and stuff. It's like, it's the golden age of cancellations. Hate might win the battle. Love will win the war. Spend your life in the shadows, settling the scores. All you gonna get for your trouble, another madman at the door. Hate might win the battle, boys. Love will win the war. I'm gonna send this song out to Elon Musk tonight. Fill your mouth with poison, bound to swallow some. Build a wall long and tall, you got no room to run. You walk with the heart of a lion, the jungle listen when you roll. 'Cause hate might win the battle, boys. Oh, love will win the war. Yeah, and when we all meet on that distant shore, all the reasons we fight, who's wrong and who's right, don't matter anymore. 'Cause hate might win the battle, boys. If your days seem desperate, wolf is at the door. Show some human kindness, forgive a little more. Hold the hand of mercy, kneel down on the floor, 'cause hate might win the battle, boys. Yeah, love will win the war. Yeah, now when we all meet on that distant shore, yeah, all the reasons we fight, who's wrong and who's right, don't matter anymore, 'cause hate might win the battle, boys. Yeah, hate might win the battle, boys. Love will win the war. 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 Yeah. So I spent a long time working on a set list, but I'm already ready to go off road. So does anyone have a request or anything?
Better now.
Better now, okay. Oh, Loving Arms. Awesome. So I wrote this song with my friend Radney Foster, and he's pretty good, and you know, great. It's good. It's kind of hurtful. But I will tell you this about Radney. He's a badass. Yeah, I mean, he's a badass songwriter. He's an amazing singer. He makes great records. But the thing that he does better than all those other things, he's an incredible chef. And I've had some of the best meals I've ever had at his house. And I'm telling you that just to kind of piss you off. Because you haven't. He's a great guy. I've been down and kicked around one too many times by love. I took a ride on the downhill slide. I thought I'd never get back up. And every day I got a little more lonely. And every day more black and blue. Till I met you. Oh, and I'm better now. I'm holding on. I didn't know love could make a man so strong. I'm better now. Oh, I'm better now. I'm holding on. Didn't know love could make a man so strong. I'm better now. I'm better now. Sometimes a man has to stand on the edge of the world, just to see how far he might fall. darkness, lose it all. And every day I get a little bit higher, a little bit closer to the truth, just because of you. Oh, and I'm better now. Saw the light lying down next to you each night. I'm better now. Oh, I'm better now. I'm holding on. I didn't know love could make a man so strong. I'm better now. I'm better now. And every broken dream and heartache, and every tear I had to lose, brought me to you. Oh, and I'm better now. I saw the light lying down next to you each night. I'm better now. Oh, and I'm better now. I'm holding on. Didn't know love can make a man so strong. I'm better now. Better now. All right. So I don't know if you know, there was that little spot right in there where I lost the groove. I don't know if y'all caught that. No, you didn't? Are y'all like looking at Facebook or something? Yeah. It was pretty obvious. Okay. Yeah. Well, you can hear better now? It's a good one. Well, here's the deal. I made a mistake, okay? At one point, I make mistakes all the time, and people freak out about mistakes in life. And I think that mistakes are there for a purpose. They're there to wake us up. And a lot of people don't want to make mistakes. I'm like, man, it's like, well, Radney wrote this great song called "Half of My Mistakes," which is an incredible song. But I think mistakes like that just happened, okay? My mistakes on stage always happen right when I'm sitting there thinking in my mind, God, you're so good. Not so much. Yeah, so, I'll tell you, there's this amazing thing that I've noticed, driving out West Texas. It doesn't really happen so much in the east, like east of the Mississippi, it almost never happens. But when you're out west, you get these little towns, okay? And if you're driving at night, you come over those long rises, and the town sits out there in the low spot in the river or whatever, and it's so beautiful, and I see it. I saw it all the times on these drives. I'd be driving out there at night sometimes, and it's for years I've been noticing this. It's like, what is that thing that's out there? What does it look like? And also those towns. You go through there, you can tell that there were optimistic people there at one time. I think I hit a nerve. But you get there and you can tell it's not all good. And the little town in the West, there's a texture to Western towns that no one does sort of, I'm holding on even though it's falling apart kind of thing. Better than the West. It's like it's known for it, and I love it. It's really cool. It's very picturesque, and but anyway, that's what this is about. This is called a necklace. Because from a distance, it's all promised and imagined romance. Light stretched out like a necklace on the desert's black skin. And just after the first gas station coming into town, I see abandoned oil rigs, houses with dirt and cactus front yards. I hear barking dogs and the thump of distant norteño. Bits of an old blue tarp cling to a cyclone fence. Crossing over the main street, a few cars move through past empty storefronts. The Mexican restaurant is open, and customers sit at their tables, lost in their phones. A few more blocks, and a dual-cab Ford truck screams up behind me and passes, and two teenage white kids sit in the front, smoke, and nod their heads to the bass crunch of some guy singing about life in Newark. With a quarter mile to the next intersection, the driver hits the accelerator, the smoke and noise blast in the night, oversized chrome bull gonads swing from the trailer hitch as if the truck itself is searching for the crystal heifer. And as the light leans from yellow to red, the truck slows and turns right into a neighborhood of low-slung houses and thirsty cottonwoods. And with that, the rumble fades to a harmless murmur. Continuing through and out of town, I rise up the other side of that slow valley and sight the necklace again in the rearview mirror. The fallen stars pulsing in the mix of dust, heat, and cooling air coming down from higher up on the shoulder of the earth. And I think about those two boys, probably now parked in some driveway, talking in the TV glow coming through the front window. I can hear somebody talking inside of my brain. Tell me I'm losing, I'm choosing to go down the drain. When I listen, I don't see the sunshine. Sometimes at night, dreaming, the sea is so clear. There's a man standing in front of all I hold dear. I give him the matches, and he lights a bonfire. And the harder I work, the longer I run, the more that it seems I'm left undone. I'm always going up down escalator. Yeah, the faster and the faster and the faster, the faster it turns. You'd think by now that a guy like me would have learned. If I had a shovel, I'd dig a hole deep and wide. But just wait for the devil to grab him, pull him inside. I'll put the gloves on and go mano a mano. Well, the more that it seems I'm left undone. I'm always going up the down escalator. Yeah, the faster and the faster and the faster, the faster it turns. And you'd think by now that a guy like me would have learned. And the faster and the faster and the faster, the faster it turns. You'd think by now that a guy like me would have learned. So, this next song is it's not a very old song. I wrote this song. I was like 19 or 20. It was like 40 years ago, man. That's a long damn time, And it's like an old friend, though. It's really great because it keeps coming back around, and I keep playing it, and in some ways it kind of got my whole thing started. Which, in a way, if I hadn't written it, I could have had a job by now, I guess. But I lost a dear friend of mine this week. A guy who was my college professor at UT. I went there. By the time I went to San Marcos, whatever, it was Southwest Texas at that time, which is kind of like pre-rehab for Texas youth. It's like, it's just like you're gonna go to rehab, but first try to get a college degree. But never thought about that, but actually it's true. And but I went there for a while, and I was totally bored by that. I went through that phase when I was a sophomore in high school. So by the time I got to San Marcos, I was like, "You guys are gonna kill yourself." But I went to UT, and I had this guy for English. And I took 3 semesters from this cat, and the first semester, man, the first semester I was in there, I handed in a paper, my little blue book. Remember blue books? Yeah, I handed in a blue book with a cassette of a song. So I wrote a song to go with my paper because I didn't think my paper was very good. So I thought, well, at least maybe I'll catch him on the song, And after class, this guy said, "Hey, man," during class, he goes, "Mr. Smith, would you come see me after class?" And I was like, "Oh, here we go, Be called to the principal one more time, And he goes, "Okay, here's the deal. I love your song." It was this song, actually, And he goes, "I love the song." And he goes, "The paper was pretty good." The song, he goes, "That was good." He goes, "So here's the deal." He goes, "From now on, you can pretty much do whatever you want to do in this class." And he goes, "I need you to come to class every day, and I need you to turn something in when everybody else turns their things in. But you can turn in whatever you want to, but there has to be a song attached." And he goes, "And I know songs, so I'm going to be really hard on you." He goes, "I'm going to basically kick your ass." Oh, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, and you have to come see me once a week in my office." So once a week, man, I'd have to go trudge down, and he would pick apart not only my paper, but my songs. It was really cool, and I wound up taking 3 semesters with him simply because I got to do whatever I wanted to do in this class. It was the best, man. Anyway, but he was the first person that said to me, "Hey, I think you're a writer." It's cool. And so, what is this, like 40 years later? It still resonates with me. It's really tough losing this week. And so, just as you're thinking about moving through the world, think about those kids that you run into. You might have a very positive effect on them. So be nice to them and say something kind because people need it. I turned right on First, left on White Oak, back to my old neighborhood. I saw Doc Randolph, his mourner's yard, kept it up about the best he could. Evan and his wife for 32 years, she smiled as I drove by. She waved from her front porch swing, and she went back to reading her $2 novel, playing with her wedding ring. A few houses that needed painting, a few gates run in, driveways are full of bikes and those Buick sedans and things an ain't good American would claim. All those other lovers that married for cover and is out for the sacred nightly stroll. They were wishing they were characters in a $2 novel, and wishing for their weight in gold. Mary Elizabeth, she my high school sweetheart. She married my best high school friend, and he manages the hardware store. She became a nurse, and I became a memory to them. And all my other buddies, they just got lost in outer space, or they ran off to serve their country well. And they're all fighting in the war. The $2 novels were only the toughest left to tell. So I turned right on a white oak, left on first, out of that old neighborhood. I left Dr. and Mrs. Randolph sipping iced tea on their front porch, wondering if I'd ever come to any good. And on 1,000 shady streets in 1,000 other towns, now people all they was doing just the same. Oh, they're all living their lives like $2 novels, and wondering why the world is so insane. They're all living their lives like $2 novels, and I'm wondering why there's nothing left to gain. Yeah. All right. Yeah, man. It's good. I wrote that song long before I wrote Hole in the River. I wrote that when I was about 29. So that's 10 years later. But what's that? No, I didn't have to take my... one time I did, but it was because I was on the way to a gig. Yeah, so... you know, I was talking about those little towns and stuff, and... it's really beautiful, and it's also there's something about the mysticism that happens in the desert, and I've always been fascinated by it. I grew up in Texas, and there's something about the flat line of the horizon that's very powerful for us. And you know, I was talking with there's this photographer from Beaumont named Keith Carter, and I was having a conversation with him about a month ago, and I was asking him what it's like to live in the shade, you know, like. What's that like? And he goes, well, it's really easy to make your shadows really dark if you're a photographer, you know. And but I prefer the West. I prefer the big open sky, and it's weird out there, but you can see them coming. You know, I like that. I like that a lot. But let me see if I can pull this off here. Here we go. Here we go. All right, there you go. So in the granite and limestone cuts of the rivers and creeks sloping their way towards the Gulf lay the little towns with their staked claims against the dust and the wind. The great empty well scars mark the effort to pull dreams out of the earth. And the dams and interstates draw fitful lines of advance and retreat in our running battle to reshape God into something closer to our own liking. But I see the everland of horse, sky, unbroken prairie, believers and dispossessed, scattered like the devil's own mercury, and I want to go back beyond all this marching, to before we came and broke this ground, when the blue stem ran like first light across your face, and only bird wings filled the sky, and we did not yet know the curve of the earth. I feel the wind blowing off the Sierra Diablo, and I'm wondering if I could fly away on the wind blowing off of the Sierra Diablo. Just how far and how high and how long did we fly? A song in the telephone wire, a train in the distance, the howl of a dog and the lovers in the room next door. Well, it all sent me tumbling, falling back to your memory. Yeah, how far and how high and how long did we fly? Well, I can't stop moving, but don't know where to go. And if I could only stand still, let the wind blow me where it will. La 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 la. Well, if time could turn back, dust on Sierra Diablo, turn back to rock, back to mountain, lava and sky. Well, we could be lovers like there was no tomorrow. Yeah, how far? Tell me how long could we fly? Tell me how far, oh how high. Tell me how long could I fly? Right. hitting everything here. So, gotta see what time it is. There's another show happening tonight. We got plenty of time. Yeah, so this song. You know, when I was like about, I don't know, I'm 30. Nah, a little older than that. Almost 40. I was somewhere in there in the middle. Basically, my 30s were like a blur of expenses. You know, my daughter, I have a 24-year-old daughter, and she's moving to London in March, which is really cool. Like, why anyone would move to England now? It's like, oh, the gloss of youth, you know? It's like, but she said, I'm thinking about moving to London. And I went, yeah, I think it's a great idea. Now's the time, because it will never get cheaper. You know, as soon as you get to be 30, man, shit gets expensive. It's like, you know, it's like everything's actually pretty cheap when you're in your 20s. You get to be 30, and it's like, stuff starts piling up, you know? You're like, okay, it's cool to be in a band, but we need to get paid, guys, you know? It's like, and things start hurting in the 30s as well. Not quite in the 60s. It's like, ow! But, so my dad, I was in this place, you know, I was single, had a little boy, you know, and my dad came to see me. And he's like, so my dad was a Virgo. And he's still with us. He's still with us, by the way. He's 90 and he's still working. It's crazy. At Jason's Deli in Dallas. He's the guy. He is. He's the guy. He used to do deliveries for Jason's Deli for years. He had a whole other job. Then he started doing deliveries, and he did really well. He told me how much he made in deliveries. I asked him if he needed some help. You know, he kicks ass. And then he fell. Okay, he fell making a delivery. But he goes, son, I didn't spill the tea. I love that. And so then he had a walker, you know, he hurt his knee really bad. And then he started making deliveries with his walker. He said, son, I should have started using this about 10 years ago. He says, my tips have doubled. So he makes 3.5 times what everybody else makes in the deli tips with his walker. I love that. That is like, I said, Dad, now I know why I'm in show business. But he came to see me at this really tough time in my life, and he was this guy, he was a business guy, you know, and he's like, you know, make a plan, son, you got to have a plan. And I was like, yeah. So when I was a kid, I mean, I'd be like 4, and I'd be making plans and stuff. But I got really into it, you know, but all my life, high school, you know, I had a plan, you know, and college, I had a plan. Music business, I had a plan, you know. And we're sitting there, and he goes, son, I mean, he's looking at this little dumpy apartment I'm living in, and, you know, and I'm like, you know, and he's like, well, son, what are you going to do? I was like, I don't know. And he goes, well, make a plan. I was like, Dad, my plan got me here. I think I'm going to float for a while. Rain fall down on the desert sand. The flowers cover the land. They've been waiting patiently for the right raindrop to set them free. Well, ain't it just like love? Thought there was none. That was when I found one on a dark night in a southern town. You called to me and I turned around in a perfect moment when the stars aligned. You couldn't have come at a better time. And every day of my life had led me to that perfect moment. moment with you. Yeah, now, well, it's lucky that we did not meet 10 years back on the street. So many pages yet to turn, yeah. So many dreams still to burn. Oh, but I don't cry for the wasted years, the twisted roads got me here. Yeah, I have been to the end of the earth, and I know what standing still is worth. In a perfect moment, the stars aligned, 'cause love don't travel in straight lines. I say every day of my life had led me to this perfect moment with you. When the wheel of fortune is going around and around, I had never thought I would come up when I was down. But a perfect moment, the stars align, when you put your hand in mine. And every day of my life had led me to that perfect moment. I say every day of my life has led me to this perfect moment with you. So anybody have any other, anybody got a request? Against the grain. Oh, wow. How about I'll do Love in Arms? Wow, crowd goes mild there. So I wrote this song, and it was on a record I put out that came out, I think I recorded it in 92. It came out 30 years ago. That's really crazy. And it's called Little Victories. Yeah. What's that? Right. Well, we were all in our teens, I guess. Yeah. And so the guy that produced this record, it was an amazing. By the way, it was an amazing time. I was on Columbia Records, and I spent so much money. It was just like I had so much fun. It was nuts. It was just like really. I had so much fun, and that's when I started to lose my hair. Actually, I was having that much fun. Oh, and did I pay? And it was just also this time of for me. I got to work with all these incredible people, because when you're on a label like that, they don't tell you. They tell you a couple of things. There's a lot of things they don't tell you. One is that one day your record deal is going to end. They don't tell you that. They make you feel like, oh, you're set for life, dude. And so that doesn't happen. And but the thing I tell you is that if you're really lucky, like I was very lucky, they said, "Who do you want to work with, man?" And we'll hook you up. I got the chance to work with like my heroes. It was so cool. I could say, I want to write with them. And they go, okay, great. It was amazing. But one of the guys, the guy that produced this record was this guy named Richard Gotterer. And he wrote My Boyfriend's Back and I Want Candy. He produced Hang On Sloopy. I know. He found Rick Derringer. It's like, damn. He produced Blondie, produced the first two Blondie records, produced Marshall Crenshaw's first record. He started Sire Records. If you're in the music business, he also started The Orchard later. He's just an amazing cat. And let's see what else. Oh, he produced the Go-Go's records, which is like crazy. So, and I've kept up with him. I've kept in touch with him, and he's from New York, and he has this fantastic New York accent, and he's like, "Hey, Darden, how you?" And it was great. He showed me what matzo ball soup was. That was one of the great things that I got out of the whole thing. I knew what matzo ball was all about, and but I recently did an interview with Kathy Valentine from the Go-Go's for this thing I do in Austin called Who Said You Could Do That, which is a show, kind of a live interview show where we talk about kind of what you do, why you do it, and how you got where you are now, how you got here, and ups and downs. And so I interviewed Richard to find out what the deal was with the Go-Go's, and we did that whole thing. And I said, so Richard, like, kind of, you've seen so much in your life, and you've seen all these amazing people. Like, what's the difference between people that go up? I mean, God, he hung out with like Blondie and Debbie Harry. He's like, all that, he knew them all and worked with them and the Go-Go's. He's seen people go all the way up to the top and go all the way to the bottom. And I said, what's the difference between people that go to the bottom and just keep going down, and the people that go to the bottom, scrape their knees and come back? What's the difference? And he goes, well, Darden, there's nothing quite like perseverance. And he stopped, full stop. Like, I went, wow, nothing like perseverance, And he goes, I'll tell you. He goes, that's the thing. The people that go up really high and have all this stuff happen, and then it all falls apart on them, and then they come back and like make themselves into something new. He goes, they tend to remember that the past is behind them. Full stop. I was like, there you go, dude. That's the ticket right there, man. He goes, yeah, you keep carrying around the past with you. It's not pretty. I love that. Has nothing to do with this song. But it has been the defining statement of 2022 for me. It's like, remember that the past is behind you. It happened. It did happen. But it's not happening right now. Half of this morning and most of last night, I've been taking tally on the last years of my life. I've been pretty righteous, but God only knows. A couple of calls, not even close. At least my indiscretion was sweeter than most. All those loving arms, sweet, sweet loving arms. I count the bad, count the good. All I wouldn't change, even if I could. Well, I used to stumble back when I was young. Oh, and I'm still stumbling, yeah, but it's a lot more fun. I'm falling. Flew too close to the sun to get to your loving arms, your loving arms, your loving arms, your sweet, sweet loving arms. loving arms, your loving arms, your loving arms, your sweet, sweet loving arms. And the empty pockets, motel beds, the airline tickets and words better left unsaid, and strange kisses get the ghost. What I miss is what she'll never know. Every day another mountain to climb, to get to your loving arms, your loving arms, your loving arms, your sweet, sweet loving arms. Your loving arms, your loving arms, your loving arms, your sweet, sweet loving arms. And the world could be perfect, even if we are not. If everything is forgiven, even if not forgot. And when the morning come breaking and I call out your name, my heart will be running, whoa, running just to get to your loving arms, your loving arms, your loving arms, your sweet, sweet loving arms. Your loving arms, your loving arms, your loving arms, your sweet, sweet loving arms. Your loving arms, your loving arms, your sweet loving arms. I think I got about time for one more song. So this is really great. Thank you all for so much for coming. Yeah, it's really, I'm super grateful whenever I show up at a show and like there's people there. I'm like, oh my God, this is so great. Because it happens the other way. But it's just really, it's really great. So come, I got some stuff over here. I got some records and books and paintings and stuff. Selling over here, so it's holiday time, and I see a lot of couples in the room. I'm just saying, like, if you came with your significant other and they don't buy you any of my stuff, they don't love you. So that's all I'm going to say. I think that's enough. I think the point has been made. So I'll start this. So I'll tell you, man. I don't know if it's an age thing or just an awareness thing or whatever, but it's like really been noticing this like kindness and how important it is. You know, I'm just tired of people yelling at each other all the time. And it's like not hard to find either one of them, really. It's not hard. You just got to look around. And the thing that happened when I was doing these drives to West Texas, I started seeing stuff. And a lot of times I felt like I was the only person seeing these things. I was out there, I was driving around. I was like, wow, man. It's like, does anyone else see that? It's crazy. And this thing that I'm about to do for you has happened in one of those moments, because I'd pulled over to take a picture. I was taking all these Polaroid pictures, which are in the book, and the photo that I took actually didn't turn out very well, which I think is kind of the point of the whole thing because, I was using a Polaroid camera, which if you're taking Polaroids, that's the dumbest technology ever. You can't aim a Polaroid. It's like has a lazy eye. It's like nothing. Every pack of film is different. It's like it's just stupid, and I love it. And it's also really expensive, but which is probably why I like it. Just makes me. It's expensive, but not so expensive. So I pulled over to take this picture, and the picture did not happen. And I'm standing there on the side of the road. In between, I was just outside of Valentine, Texas, which is between sort of, Marfa and Van Horn. It's out in the middle. It's not the end of the world, but you could see it from there. Yeah, I know. It's almost the end of the world. That's right. Just the penultimate mile. And I look down, I take this picture, and I'm like packing up my stuff, and I look down, and there's this backpack right beside me. It's like 10 feet away from me. There's this backpack. And I swear when I stopped to pull over to take this picture, that backpack was not there. And now it's there. And it's open and stuff scattered all over the ground. It's been there long enough for it to be covered in dust, but not completely covered. There's footprints all around this backpack. There's t-shirts, a couple of books. The books have photographs tucked in. Tennis shoes, and a water bottle, and a map, a deck of cards, which I thought was cool. And I know what this is, man. This is like, somebody's a migrant backpack. And I'm looking at this thing going like, wow, man, somebody's life. This is somebody's life here on the side of the road. And it took a serious left turn right here. And I'm standing here and everybody's driving by. And I think I'm the only person who sees this backpack, who's ever seen this backpack. And I'm thinking, wow, that's amazing. What would it take to be the person with that backpack? And I'm thinking tonight, I was on my way to Marfa, a white-hot center of hipdom and lost tourists. Damn, where is it? Yeah, I know it's here somewhere. My favorite are the Japanese tourists when they fly all the way over here, they go to Marfa and they walk around. I don't know, anyway. But I was on my way to Marfa. I had a hotel booked, man. I had a bottle of tequila. This was during the pandemic, and it was like I was going to stay at the Thunderbird, and there was nobody at the Thunderbird during that time, and it had this amazing pool. I was going to go skinny dipping with a bottle of tequila at midnight. It was going to be great. I had a great evening planned, and whoever has this backpack was not having that kind of evening. They were somewhere that was decidedly un-Marfa. I was thinking about that, and I was driving back to... get back in my car and driving. Sun's going down. And these words came to me. I'm walking under the bowl of blue sky. And I'm talking to the shadows in the wind. I taste your name in every drop of water. I can feel it on my lips and upon my skin. And the rivers, the blacktop roads, the darkest mountains, the fear, another border I must cross. No sun could ever burn away the hunger or make up all the time that we've lost. Now on that day before there was this walking, before there were these tears that wouldn't dry, across the cold and the breaking dawn, the morning, I held you, and together we did fly. And now I drift unseen among the hours, through this land of breaking backs and bones. I'm slanted in some northerly direction, still upright among these casted stones. Until that day, I turned to travel homeward, to hold you close and drink your diamond sigh. I touch your name, and I feel you here beside me, walking under the bowl of blue sky. People hurting people with their angry words. I wonder, have they ever heard about loving one another as you love yourself, and just keep on reaching down to help the weak? Show a little mercy and forgiveness in what you do and what you say. And turn the other cheek. Oh, turn the other cheek. 'Cause it don't make you taller bring somebody down and make me think of Jesus with his thorny crown. He's talking about loving one another as you love yourself, and just keep on reaching down to help the meek. Show a little mercy and forgiveness in what you do and what you say. Turn the other cheek. Oh, turn the other cheek. Gotta sing this for the children. Children's children too. I'm trying to get the message. I'm trying to get to you. Come on, love one another as you love yourself, and just keep on reaching down to lift up the meek. Show a little mercy and forgiveness in what you do and what you say. Whoa, love one another as you love yourself, and just keep on reaching down to lift up the meek. Show a little mercy and forgiveness, what you do and what you say. And turn the other cheek. Oh, turn the other cheek. Careful what you speak. Turn the other cheek. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much. Y'all have a great night. Thank you. Cool. Do one more quick one. Thank you. Thank y'all very much. I mean, you know, it's like we're of a certain age. We know what's going to happen. You know, it's like let's get out of the way. You know. There you go. All right. So. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for being here. This is great, man. I'll tell you, this is like making my soul happy. So,